Hey everybody, and welcome to this episode of Music is Medicine. My name is Gerhard Fankhauser, and we're gonna talk today about the art of listening. Listening is one of the most sacred keys to music and harmony. A true listener is a blessing, not only in music, but in all walks of life. In a world captivated by noise, by constant speaking, doing, and projecting, listening becomes a quiet revolution, a subtle but powerful return to presence, humility, and inner stillness. To truly listen is to pause the self, to set aside our urgency to speak or impress, and offer our full attention to what is here. It is an act of reverence. To meet what is being said, sung, or played with openness, care, and soul. In that space, something deeper begins to move. A possibility for real connection, for communion, for grace. Listening is how we learn in every area of life. From the earliest moments of childhood, it is through listening that we absorb language, emotion, values, and culture. Long before we understand the meaning of words, we feel tone, rhythm, and presence. We sense when we are truly being heard, and we internalize how to listen by how others listen to us. In relationship, listening is the bridge to understanding. Most conflicts arise not because people are wrong, but because they don't feel heard. To truly listen to another person means to step outside of our own perspective, even for a moment, and enter theirs with empathy and curiosity. This kind of listening doesn't come from the mind alone, it comes from the heart. Listening helps us becoming receptive and open, welcoming and alert. It is the ground for true communication, the basis of understanding, and the root of empathy. In music, in dialogue, in relationships, listening is how we attune. In silence and listening, we hear life speaking to us. The body has its own messages and emotions, speak in subtle tones. Nature whispers to us through water, wind, and bird song. And if we are quiet and open enough, the universe teaches us through synchronicities, feelings, and quiet intuition. In this way, listening becomes a way of learning from the unseen, the unspoken, from life itself. For any musician, the first step is to clearly hear their own voice or instrument, adjusting tone and tuning in each moment. Slowly, with the hours, weeks and years of practice, the ear develops an extraordinary sensitivity and accuracy to hear and measure frequencies, recognize musical intervals, and perceive the inner harmony of a tone, its harmonics. Music is unfolding both horizontally in rhythm and melody, as well as vertically in harmony, and our ear develops a clear awareness to both of those dimensions. In music, we train our perception of time, its rhythm and tempo, as well as our understanding of melody and harmony. In a way, we learn a language, the universal language of music, and we understand it, the words, sentences, themes, modes. Listening is the highest quality in making music, and the level of musical depth and understanding is a lot determined by the accuracy and sensitivity of our hearing. From that fine tune, all beauty and magic arises. As our listening in music deepens, we begin to hear the harmony of others, not just playing beside us, but playing with us. It is an art to distinguish the melodies and dynamics of different instruments, to follow the musical conversations and comprehend the overall movement of harmony. This kind of listening requires not just ears, but our whole being. To listen is to be here, now. Real listening quiets the mind, stills the ego, and draws us into presence. It's a kind of meditation. In music, this is essential to truly hear a tone, silence, nuance, breath. There is no music without silence. Silence is the space in which music can unfold. The silence between notes creates contrast, and the silence after the music is where moments of blessing and healing often arise. Listening brings us into those subtle spaces between sound and silence, action and stillness, self and world. The human ear is a marvel of nature, a gateway not only to sound but to balance, orientation, and inner harmony. It is one of the first organs to develop in the womb and one of the last to shut down when we leave this life. Its design is not random. It holds layers of wisdom within its delicate architecture. The outer ear collects sound. It opens us to the world, receiving vibrations from all directions. The middle ear transmits and amplifies those vibrations, refining them before they reach the inner ear, a space of alchemy and transformation. Here, in the spiral shape of the cochlea, vibrations are translated into nerve signals and sent to the brain as sound. This spiral, echoing the form of galaxies and shells, reminds us that listening is not a straight line. It's a deep inward journey, a turning toward essence. But the ear does more than hear. Inside the vestibular system, beside the cochlear, lies our sense of balance and orientation. These small fluid-filled canals and crystals, so easily overlooked, are what help us stand upright, move gracefully, and know where we are in space. Nature placed our instruments of hearing and balance in the same sacred space, not by accident, but by design. For to truly listen is also to come into balance, to find our center, and to orient ourselves in the grand symphony of life. The more subtle our listening becomes, the more we begin to sense the harmony behind the surface of things. Refined listening makes us more quiet, centered, peaceful, and present. Nearly all activities in modern life pull us outward. Listening brings us back into the garden of the soul, the inner temple of harmony. To listen is to receive the world into ourselves. It is how we integrate life's impressions and relate to the world from a centered place within. The holy books of humankind are full of listening advice, and all saints and spiritual teachers throughout time have empathized silence and listening as path to realization. Conscious listening leads to meditation. As we deepen into sound, we arrive in presence, in stillness, in the essence of being. Our ear has the potential to transcend the physical realm and guide us toward higher awareness. Listening becomes not just a way of interacting with the world, but a spiritual path, a way of attuning ourselves to beauty, truth, and the mystery of life. Listening to good music is intoxicating. It rebalances us. Listening to the sounds of nature is one of the greatest purifications we can receive. Each natural sound expresses harmony, simply and truthfully, and reminds us of our original state of being. Ancient mystical traditions used listening as a gateway to higher perception. Instruments rich in overtones and harmonic content were used to awaken sensitivity to the subtle abstract sound, the primordial vibration, the unheard source behind all music. In the end, every tone leads back to silence, and in that silence lies the great secret, the universal sound, the eternal vibration, the sacred source of all music and all life. Listening teaches humility. It reminds us that we don't have all the answers, and that there is always more to receive. It refines our wisdom, deepens our presence, and connects us with the pulse of life. Ultimately, listening is how we become more fully human, more attuned, more compassionate, more in harmony with the world and the sacred sound that moves through all things. Thank you for listening to today's episode. You can find the complete content of Music is Medicine under healingmusicblog.com or through our website healingworldmusic.com. Today's music is a track called Celestial Wave from our CD Samadhi Station. Heartfelt greetings to all of you.